Okay, so tonight is not going to be the most interesting night because I am working on a blanket square. It's very cute, honestly, or it will be. Um, Twitch is being dumb and won't let me use my main camera. Um, so instead, that is not what I told it to do. Hold on. Okay, that's what's going on. There we go. Instead, you guys get to see what I'm working on. I've done the first row. There's going to be 7 rows of the gray, and then from there, we'll move on to the other colors. Um, but yeah, it's just going to be crochet with me chill. I started it before I actually started the stream because this thing's on a time crunch, and I have another one to do after I finish this one. These are supposed to arrive with the person that is going to be sewing it, and all of the other squares contributed by many other people from all over the world into blankets around the 1st of June. I had planned to have it done by the 22nd of May, so I could mail it out that day. Life's gotten in the way several times. The yarn finally arrived today, so, you know. But it's just going to be me effectively 3D printing with yarn a blanket square with a picture on it. Because that's really what crochet is, you know, 3D printing with yarn. Or maybe since crochet and knitting have been around much, much longer than 3D printers have, maybe 3D printing is kind of like crocheting with plastic. No, that's actually a real thing. People make bags out of recycled plastic bags. Very cool. They're very durable. Good way to reuse things. Because, of course, you know, reuse is better than recycle. Recycle is better than trash. So, or as was said when I was growing up, use it. Use it up, wear it out, make it do or do without. Which was kind of the, hey, we either use it until it is completely unusable now, or we just don't get another one. Which led very well to a fairly frugal lifestyle when I was, you know, just starting out with my household. I've done a lot of repairs on this house. I'm continuing to do repairs on this house even though we've sold it. I actually bought the stuff today to fix one of the toilets because it's currently leaking from the tank. Pretty sure I've double checked there's no visible cracks in the tank, so I think it's just the seal on the flange, or not the flange, the seal between tank and toilet, which is technically called a spud gasket. Apparently, I was amused to find that out. Anyhow, I went and picked up, you know, $5, got a spud gasket and 2 new gasket seals and 2 new bolts. So I need to get that done, but, you know, time and energy. But I thought about it, and it was basically, is my time worth the cost of a plumber, you know? And in this house, no. It isn't. It's not worth it to pay a plumber to come out here when we're not going to be here that long, the people who will be renovating this house after we've moved out are basically going to be ripping everything out and tossing it. I can't imagine they're going to try and keep any of the original parts, you know? So basically, I see zero reason to pay to have something professionally fixed for now if I can make it do. Now, I have made a decision that once we are in the new house, I'm not going to be doing the repairs myself anymore. We make enough, I can hire a professional. I'm tired of, living in a house where I fixed things, which means that they were done cheaply and not particularly well. Because let's face it, I'm not a handyman. That's not what I have trained to do. Can I make do with some stuff? Yeah. I've replaced knobs on doors. I've fixed toilets more than once. I've plunged or snaked drains in sinks and showers and tubs and toilets. All of them. I've replaced the kitchen faucet before. I replaced the damn bathroom floor. And yeah, it's done badly and it looks ugly, but it's been functional for years now. So yes, can I fix things? Yeah. But are they going to look good? Are they going to be pretty? Are they going to be done well? No. So for me, once we've moved out of this house, which was in bad shape when we moved in, and has just been a case of us trying to keep on top of things that were falling apart for the past 16 years, basically now. So, yeah, once we move, I'm just hiring a professional from now on. I don't want to deal with it. It's just too much time and energy. And I'd rather have it done right. And that's not me saying people shouldn't do it themselves if they can. I'm just saying for me, I don't have the spoons for it anymore. It's not worth it. So, yeah. New house will be getting professionals to come in and do things. Because I'm tired. I'll be 40 years old this July. And that's not old. Don't get me wrong. It isn't. But I'll be 40 years old, working 40 hours a week, taking care of my 2 kids, taking care of my household. I don't have the energy anymore to be digging around in the catch drain of a sink because something got dropped down it. I just don't. It's not worth it at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, I'm counting to make sure I've got the right number of stitches. 40 stitches. Okay, perfect. It's right what I wanted it to be. Okay, back to talking. Yeah. Basically, though, I've got things I want to do a lot more than I want to be fixing things around the house. I want to be able to focus on creative pursuits. I want to continue learning to play the kalimba. I want to paint. I want to draw. I want to have the energy to actually crochet instead of saying I'm going to and not doing it. I want to work on my succulent tanks. I want to eventually build a new tank that is specifically for plants that like a lot more water, like my Venus flytrap. I'd like to get a Venus flytrap, a sundew to go with the Venus flytrap, another carnivorous plant. You know, I've got ideas of what I'd love to do with a tank like that. I want to get a tank that is meant for herps, the ones that go upright and have forward-facing doors instead of a opening on the top. And I want to build it so it's got a little waterfall in the back and have a little pond that the plants are right at the edge on. There's even I believe, a carnivorous plant that prefers to live in water and kind of float on top, so I want to get one of those and put that in. I've got a little statue that is a skeletal unicorn, so I'm going to put that. I've got some some statues, like fairy garden statues, that are like a gazebo made out of bones, a gravestone with a vampire peeking out around it, stuff like that. I want all of that in the tank with the carnivorous plants, because why not? It'll look cool. I want to have the time and energy to work on that stuff. Frankly, at this point, I'm so tired of doing things like cleaning. I'm thinking if we can budget it once we've moved, of getting a once monthly cleaning service to come out and do stuff. Because I love my family, but I'm keeping up with 2 teenage boys, 2 adult men, an adult woman, only one of whom really know how to clean up after themselves. And I'm not counting myself in that number because I'm not good at cleaning up after myself, but I do it more than the boys and one man and the woman do, you know? Heck, I just want to live in a house where I don't have to, finish work in the morning and then find the tiny possum that got in through the heater and take it outside. I got pooped on by that possum, by the way. Didn't get bit, didn't get scratched, but it pooped on me. Possum shit stinks. It's because they're trying to play dead, so it's as smelly as possible because they don't want a predator to go, that's not so bad, I'm going to eat it. No, they want the predator to go, oh god, that thing's been dead for a while, I'm not touching it. Not fun to get on you either way. It's gross. But yeah. Basically, I'm tired. And I'm tired of being tired. And I'm tired of when I do have time to work on stuff, I don't have the energy. Like, honestly, this crafting stream is about the only time I crochet right now, because I'm too tired. It's when I paint, because I'm too tired to do it other times. The kalimba, at least, gets practice daily. But that's because I've got a little app on my phone that basically you list things that you want to do, whether they're daily, weekly, etc. And then you, as you finish things, you check them off on it, and it treats it like a little RPG where you get rewards for completing tasks. And I am a very reward-oriented person. Like, I don't mention that a lot, but I am. I like to get rewards. I like getting stuff that makes me feel like I've accomplished things. It's not a bad thing. It's just how I am. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. There really isn't. A lot of people are like, oh, you should be motivated by just the fact that that it's an important or useful or needful thing to do. If that's the only thing motivating you, you're going to get demotivated really fast. Believe me, I know from experience. I do things because my family needs them done. Seriously. But a lot of those things that I want to do get left off because even the things that I want to do, I just don't feel like doing after having spent all week doing things for my family. And you can call me a terrible person if you want to. You can say, oh, that's not what should be motivating you. But I don't care anymore. I don't. Because I'm not doing things for you. I'm not doing things for random internet person. I'm doing things for my family because I love them. And I'm trying to do things for me because I want to. And if my choices are don't do things at all because I'm tired, or only do things because they're useful for my family, or do things for me that I enjoy, and not do other things, the things for my family are going to come first. But it's not right that I should suffer for that because I'm too busy doing things for my family and not enough for me. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you sure? Yeah, I thought that was 6. Okay. I miscounted. It's 6. So, yeah. We're on our last round of the gray. After which, we will start with... We're going to have to swap colors a lot. But, unlike the Cherry Little Bottom, where we were swapping colors constantly and having to carry those colors across the whole thing because we would use them again later, I'm really not going to have to do that as much for this particular thing. Because I won't be swapping like 3 different, well, I will be swapping like 3 or 4 different colors in a row, but it'll be white and blue, and then white and orange, and then white and brown. And I won't even have to really swap on the brown because it's just going to be up one side, 2 stitches per. So that won't be a problem at all. And then once I get past the top of the bowl of curry, it'll be just white and orange, and then this brief swap to brown at the end. So not a ton of carrying colors. Which will be nice, because if you guys remember the Cherry Little Bottom, I was having to carry 3, sometimes 4 colors all the way across to do things. Made for a very thick blanket square. Because every single stitch had all of those strands of multiple colors tucked inside it. The next one that I'm going to be doing is also going to have a lot of color swapping. But I figured I'd do this one first because it is going to be the easier of the two. And then do the harder one later. I did, by the way, I think I might have mentioned this last stream during the gaming stream, but I did finish the training to be floor support for my job. So I am now officially floor support, which means that I am now primarily in charge of helping other agents do their jobs by, if they're stumped, I can go, okay, here's where you need to look. Hold on, I gotta get a drink. Here's where you need to look for information. And then also, if somebody calls in and is throwing a fit and goes, I want to talk to your manager, guess what? I get to be the manager. Which, technically, I'm an assistant manager. That's what the floor support role really is. I just never quite feel comfortable calling myself a manager because I don't want to be in charge of other people. That's what other people do. I don't want to do that. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I managed to forget to grab one particular yarn color out of the bag o' new yarns, and that is the color I happen to need right now, because it's the color of Death's Staff. This, by the way, is Discworld Death, which is capital D, capital E-A-T-H. He is the embodiment of death, and is a very nice fellow, and happens to really want a bowl of curry. And a kitten. He loves cats, period. In other words, Death in Discworld is someone that I would get along with quite well. Because I also like a good curry. Not a spicy one, but a good one. And I like cats. So there's my brown. And I will also need this. I'm getting all of the colors I'm going to need up at the top of my... This is what's referred to as yarn barf. And it's a pain. So you guys are going to have to bear with me for a minute or two while I fix that. Because the problem with yarn barf is if you ignore it, then you're going to get not too far down the road of working on your project, and suddenly you're going to find a knot. You're going to have to stop everything you're doing to fix the knot. You know what I forgot, though? I forget I'm going to need the blasted white. It's white, yellow, brown, gray. Gray I won't be needing after this until I get to the very top of the thing, because I'm also going to use that same gray for the... Okay. There's one end. I'm sure you'll love how I just am in the middle of talking and suddenly just stop. I know it drives my roommate nuts. Because he always expects me to continue. And then I don't. And the problem is, not that he necessarily wants me to finish the thought, because most of the time my thoughts are not that important. But the fact he never knows if it was something important and therefore something he needed to know. And I just stopped. And he doesn't know if he can talk then, because he might be interrupting me, or if I'm done. And half the time, I don't know if I'm done. I just ran out of thought. It's annoying. Not just for him, also for me. I mentioned, well, I didn't mention this last night to you guys, but I mentioned today to maybe I did mention this. Anyway, I mentioned today to my roommate and my partner's girlfriend while I was out that I might have an issue with object permanence. And the reason I say this is because I got very upset at my partner earlier yesterday because I have my kalimba and I don't want people touching it. And he had reached over and casually started plucking at it to make noise. But he was doing it from above it. And instead of plucking down like you're supposed to, he was plucking up. And I was, I think, justifiably concerned that that was going to knock it out of tune. But that still didn't qualify me going, no, don't touch that, in the rather aggressive way that I did. And so I felt very guilty, and I apologized today. But thinking about why I did it, I looked back and I realized that when people in my household, especially my spouse and my kids, touch things that belong to me, there is a very good chance, and this has been proven by history many, many times, that they're either going to break it or they're going to lose it. I am currently without my very cute unicorn umbrella because one of the boys had misplaced their blue utilitarian umbrellas and so borrowed my cute little unicorn umbrella and took it to school with him and has no idea what he did with it while it was at school. But it's not in the lost and found. It's not in his locker. It's not in his backpack. And it's not here at home. So I now do not have my little cute unicorn umbrella that I'd gotten specifically for me because it was cute and I liked it. And the only time I remember that I no longer have that umbrella is when I happen to either A, look over and see the umbrellas and be reminded there that it's gone, or B, when I go to the store and see the rack of umbrellas, which happen to be the place where I got that umbrella, and briefly remember, oh right, it's gone. Which, again, wouldn't be an issue, except for the fact that it never occurs to me, when I see that rack of umbrellas, to go, it's gone, but I can buy a new one, and then do so. I have repeatedly looked at that rack of umbrellas and thought, oh, my umbrella's gone. And then just gone about my business with no thought whatsoever of I should get a new one. And this happens with me frequently. Something of mine will be lost, damaged, broken, and either A, it's an item that is no longer being sold, and there is no way that I can replace it, such as the the hippo-shaped planter that I had gotten and was broken by somebody carelessly knocking it over. Okay, hold on, I have to count. 1, Now I have to count again because I counted, and yet I have no memory of what it was. I know I said 8, but I don't know if that was actually the amount it should have been. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is why I counted again, because it turns out it was 9 that it should have been. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now, I get to switch colors, and I also, when I switch colors, will need to count again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so kitty butt is 11. Then I will be carrying all 3 colors across. And I will note here, I don't technically have to carry all of these colors across. I could do something sensible and just not do that. And instead instead of carrying them across, I could just, clip the thread, move to the next section, clip the thread, move to the next section. But I don't want to do that because it means sewing in a lot of yarn ends, and I don't like doing that. It's not enjoyable to me. Now, blue. That's the color I need. Well, it's more purple than a blue, but still. It's blue enough for me, which isn't saying much because I'm not particularly color capable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, to figure out how the colors are going to look on this, I literally had to make it in It's not a Microsoft. It's Open Office. Open Office. Whatchamajiggy. Calc. The one you use for making spreadsheets. Spreadsheets are surprisingly useful. Which might seem like an odd thing to say, but they really are. So this won't really start taking shape for you guys as to what it is for a bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I promise, eventually, this will all make sense. Do I have scissors? I don't think I do. I have a tape measure, that's it. Which, important, since I do technically have a this needs to be X by X requirement. I already know that one is met, so not a problem. Did I already do my turning chain? I think I did. Yep, I had. Now I get to redo it because I pulled it out. Or did I? No, I had somehow done 2 turning chains, which was not what I wanted. Hold on, fixing things. Okay, now how many did I need to go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Somewhere I got my math wrong. Oh well. Six. Wait, I think I know what the problem was. Yep. Well, since I'm so small a ways in, that's an easy one to fix. Let's try this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Now I go back the same number of stitches the opposite direction. One, two, three, stopping here for just a second to sit up again, because this couch likes to eat people. And I, not being a particularly tall people to start with, get eaten by it quite a lot. Okay. And I need more water. Water's good for you. Drink lots of water. Very good for you. There we go. Okay. Alright, now we're doing 6 across, just like we did coming out the first direction. And then we can leave this blue thread where it is and not have to continue up with it. Right. Because it's staying right here where the bowl is. And the next level of the kitty cat butt is going to be done the exact same way, with me carrying the white across. Only this one, I'll switch over. This one right here, we're only going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we're going to have a single white stitch, and then 2 more yellow. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, excuse you, 8, 9, and here's the real fun, is swapping from one to the other for a single stitch, which is a pain and annoying, but I'm the one who did the pattern. I knew I was going to have to do this when I drew it, but it seemed right at the time. Ah, nose is itchy. Now I just go across with white until I reach those 2 brown stitches, do the 2 stitches in brown, and then come back around to white. Thankfully I don't have to carry the white to do the brown stitches. I just pick up the brown thread or brown yarn and go on from there. As soon as I figure out where it is compared to all the other yarns. There it is. Let's see. If I go silent, I apologize. It's me focusing on the task at hand. But I do recognize that that is a very boring task to listen to, since I'm not even talking. Feel free, if you are watching along, to yell at me in chat and say, "Hey, talk again." I'm getting so tangled up with these different colored yarns. I'm also having a problem where my shoulder's doing that thing again, where it gets really, really cranky about me sitting here and crocheting for a while. I want it to not get cranky about that because it kind of ruins my enjoyment of crocheting. It also doesn't help that I'm fighting this yarn a lot. It is just not wanting to behave for me tonight. In particular, the yellow. It is just being cranky with me tonight. Oh, that's why it's got a knot on the inside. One moment. There. Shouldn't give me any further troubles, at least until it decides to knot up in a different spot, but that's a problem for future Mason. Okay. So this row, the yellow is actually going to go out one stitch further than it did on the last row. At which point I will swap back to the white. Which is now. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because the curry bowl is slightly larger on this next row. 1, 2. I can feel a knot in the making, yep. That is one issue with me not carrying the threads over, is they knot like crazy. Gotta think of a better way to do this. I think what I'm going to have to do is swap that to this side, which is fine and doable. But I need to make certain that the white stays inward. Blue gets lifted and carried. And then I'm just going to have to be very careful on this stitch that I get the blue, but also go over the white. So one, there we go. That took care of it. Okay. Then again, one that would have been blue on the last one, but is white now. Okay, who's being the brat this time? Oof. It's a bowl of curry. It doesn't have to be perfect. It'll get the point across. Starting to look a bit better. You guys aren't seeing it, but this is what I mean by the tangling. It's annoying. Shouldn't be too big an issue. Really? You're tangling around. Brats. That's what they are. All of the yarns are brats. It's my own fault for working with wool, but certain people prefer wool, so I work with wool. And this is superwash, so it shouldn't felt, which is good, because I haven't broken out my needle felting kit yet, and I'd rather not have to learn how to deal with felting until I'm, doing it on purpose. Much as I'm grousing, I am making progress, and I am seeing the picture starting to appear on the fabric. which is a nice feeling. It always is. Well tried. Oh, easy fix. Cat butt should be 1 stitch smaller than it is, so. I do think I'm going to go get my scissors here in just a few to fix something annoying. But I want to at least get back to where we were when I discovered that I had made an error. Okay. I shall return shortly. I have seen the error in my methodology, which is this gray yarn that I am completely done with for a very long time is getting in my way and is tangling with the other yarns. And it's bad enough that I'm having to manage all the others. I really don't need the extra one being a problem. So, I went and got my snips. And of course threatened to denude the cat with them, as one does. Okay. So that's one less thread that I have to worry about tangling and knotting, and you can see there's still some tangling and knotting, but at least it's only one and not, or at least it's less than it was. Let's phrase it that way. Did I don't think I did a turning chain. One moment. I did not. Okay, that explains that. Easy fix. Pull out one stitch, do a turning chain, then turn, and continue as if you had never made a mistake. Now, I could be smart and pull out my yarns and untangle them properly, and then only have to worry about it happening again in a few, rows. But I'm not going to do that because I'm stubborn. And frankly, stupid. Okay, so we are now... We have just finished this row. So where we are right now is we have just done 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're right here, where the blinky cursor is. Not that y'all can see that well, probably, but... So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now we are picking up Brown, you butt. Stay out of things. Okay. This row, the orange ends on the same note as the last one. Okay. Yep. I'm not going to have a choice for much longer. I'm going to have to get them all out and unknot. But I don't want to. It's you two that are being problem children. Could you at least play nicely until I reach the end of the current row? That's all I really ask here. No, you can't even do that. What? Play nicely? Why would I do that? Oh, because I have control of you and can and will use the snips if I must. Nope, sorry, doesn't ring a bell. Don't mind me. I'm not that sane. Okay. So we're all going to be problem children tonight. Yes, I can see what you've done. No, I am not impressed. None of you should be capable of shedding the amount that you've done to get this knotted. I mean it. Your superwash. It should not be possible. Okay. Problem children have been temporarily dealt with. We'll see how long that lasts. Oh, about half a stitch. Alright, what have we done here? Okay. And the eternal my nose itches the minute I'm on camera is back. So that's fun. Made a short distance at least. You're all forcing my hand here. You can stay down there. You're not needed right now. Okay. So. Give me a few. You're mostly going to hear me cursing and muttering at the yarn anyway. Not exactly the most scintillating conversation. I don't know, some people might enjoy it. Probably other yarn crafters will appreciate it at least because, well, we all do it. Let's not try to hide the truth. I can't think of a single person that works with yarn that doesn't talk to it like it's a stubborn toddler at times. Because sometimes it just acts like it. Like, I don't really want to be lecturing my yarn. I don't. But I need it to stop doing these things. I feel like the father of the main character in How to Train Your Dragon, Hiccup's dad, who I can't remember his name actually right now. But I need you to stop this. You've just waved at all of me. Yes. That's how I feel about the yarn right now. He needs to stop this. Alright. So. I think I'm going to call the stream here, because I've got 3 more skeins that I have to untangle from one another. And I will pick up again. Well, I'm hoping to have this done well before next week's stream, because that's the day it's due to be sent out. Okay, that's the day it's due to be mailed. But if I get a chance, I'll make certain to take pictures and post them on the next stream, just so people can see them. That said, I hope that everyone had a fun time watching me argue with yarn. Hopefully you're getting an idea of some of the creative process that I'm going through. Hopefully you're not getting the wrong idea that I don't enjoy this creative process. It's just annoying right now because the yarn's not participating the way I want it to. But I will be here next week. Saturday is, of course, the gaming stream. Should be Star Wars The Old Republic, because there is going to be another Saturday in the month of May, and that will be the Secret World stream. The crafting stream next week, if I am still working on these, it will be these. But if I am done with these, as I hope to be, then I will find some task or craft that I want to be working on, and we will pick up there. Excuse me. Otherwise, though, I do want to thank everyone who came out to watch tonight. I hope that you guys have a beautiful rest of your week. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I'll see you next time.